Stop waiting for the perfect conditions. Start working with what you have and train yourself to find compositions, to read the light and to shoot in intention, regardless of what the forecast says. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode in my series of Essential Landscape Photography Skills, where I give you the skills you need to get the next shot. Now, in today's video, I want to tackle one of a very common myth in landscape photography, and that is that perfect conditions are necessary to capture a great shot. Now, I'm going to explain why that belief is actually holding you back and how embracing the challenge that comes with less than perfect weather can help you grow as a photographer. Let's start by breaking this down. So for years, we've been conditioned to believe that the perfect light, dramatic skies, or ideal weather are essential for a great photo. Now, of course, social media doesn't help here. We're bombarded with images of stunning sunsets, misty mornings, and epic skies. But the truth is, those moments are indeed rare. And if you wait for the perfect conditions, you're going to miss out on the learning experiences that come from shooting in the not so perfect conditions. So let me ask you, how often have you skipped a shoot because the forecast wasn't ideal? Well, that mindset is something that I had in the past, and today I want to challenge it. So what happens when you only shoot in ideal conditions? Well, you stop learning. You stop experimenting and you become reliant on the scene rather than your own skill. Now, in tougher situations, this is when the light is flat or the rain rolls in, is that you're forced to problem solve. And that's where creativity kicks in. Working in poor weather teaches you to be adaptable, to look deeper into the landscape and to make something out of what's in front of you and not what you hoped would be there. And over time, you'll gain confidence and you'll become quicker at spotting compositions that others might walk straight past. Now, this mindset has formed my own guiding light that bad conditions do not exist in landscape photography. There's always a shot to be had. Now, granted, that shot may not be a banger image, but it is teaching me, it is giving me an idea of a composition, and all I have to do now is just wait for those conditions to arrive. So I've half the work, if not more, done by even going out in these bad conditions. I still get shots, I still enjoy it, and I still love how I can manage to get an image from a scene that nobody else would typically shoot. Alright, that's all well and good, but how do you actually make it work? Well, here's 3 practical ways that I can help. So number 1 is adapt your subject to the light. So if the light is harsh, focus on textures and shape. If the sky is flat, then go tighter. Look for details to shoot, or even go black and white. If you've got mist or rain, okay, then use it to create mood and depth in your image. Number 2 is prioritizing composition. So no amount of good light will save a weak composition. Use the tools that we have to help you find the best composition and then train your eye. So like I would have covered in previous episodes, leading lines, balance and scale and foreground interest, these are all things that always help to be able to fill the scene. And no matter the weather, they'll still help to build the scene. But the key here is not to get fixated on these rules and go with the flow of the scene. Now, I've made a video in this series all about this, and you can actually watch that up here. And number 3 is post-processing is your friend. Now, it's not about fixing mistakes, it's about finishing your vision. You can bring out contrast, you can enhance structure, or you can even use subtle color grading to lift a flat image. Now, I've also made a video specifically about this and asked the question, is how far is too far? If you haven't seen that episode, I'll also link to that up here. Now I want to share some examples from the real world. So one of my favorite images from the west coast of Ireland was taken during a steady drizzle. It was overcast, it was grey, it was pretty uninspiring at first glance. But wet rocks, they were alive with texture, and the mood of the scene became part of the final image. Another time, on a road trip in Sligo, the skies were completely flat. There was zero drama. We were actually clouded in. But I found this lone tree set against the bog. And with the soft light, it gave it painterly feel that wouldn't have been a strong image in the sun. In fact, I probably wouldn't even have taken that image in the sun. Some of the most iconic images in landscape photography were shot in conditions that would make most people stay at home. Storms, fog, rain, wind, they all add atmosphere that you cannot replicate. And the best part is not many other people will be out in these conditions. And these conditions, they force you to think differently. I love a good storm. When I'm looking at the forecast and I see a storm is coming, I'm immediately thinking, okay, I'm out there. I want to go and I want to experience it because there's energy in the storm. There's unpredictability in the storm. And it's something that I find is really invigorating from my mind, my body, and my soul. And on top of all that, I managed to get some images that nobody else would have. Why? Because they're all at home drinking cocoa. So here's the bottom line. Stop waiting for the perfect conditions. Start working with what you have and train yourself to find compositions, to read the light and to shoot the intention, regardless of what the forecast says. Because the best photographers aren't the ones who wait for the perfect light, they're the ones who know how to use any light. Let me know in the comments below, have you ever captured your favorite image and what seemed like bad conditions? I'd love to hear your story. Now, if you found this video helpful, please consider hitting the like button, and if you want to watch more, then I'd love for you to hit that subscribe button. Now, before we wrap up, I want to take a moment to thank my incredible Patreon supporters, because your support makes all this possible. Now, whether it's heading me to get out to more locations or dedicating the time to share these lessons, I could not do it without your assistance. And if you'd like to join this amazing community, gain exclusive early access to content and videos, and even get discounts on my guidebooks and workshops, then I'd love for you to consider joining me on Patreon. Just scan the QR code right here and I'd love to have you on board. So thanks again for watching. Hopefully I'm lucky enough to see you on the next time, probably in the rain. Slán go fóill.